Hi everyone, welcome to my Max Academy. In this video, we'll continue with the chapter Arithmetic Progression, which is chapter 5 from your 10th standard CBSE Mathematics. And in this video, I'll start with exercise 5.1 in page number 99 of your textbook. So page number 99, exercise 5.1, first problem, first subdivision in that. So what it says is, the first problem, in which of the following situation does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progression and why? So we have to check. So they have given a particular situation and we have to check whether the numbers that are involved in that particular situation, whether they form an AP or not, whether they form an arithmetic progression or not. Right? So the first one, the first subdivision, it says the taxi fare after each kilometer, when the fare is 15 rupees for the first kilometer and 8 rupees for each additional kilometer. So how the taxi is charging? Taxi fare is for the first kilometer it is rupees 15. After that, for every kilometer 8 rupees is added for every additional kilometer after the first kilometer. So that's how the taxi's fare is. Now we need to check whether the taxi fare after each kilometer, whether does it form an AP, right? So what it is given? So given is first kilometer fare for taxi fare for first kilometer is equal to rupees 15. Then every additional kilometer after the first kilometer is equal to rupees 8 per kilometer, right? For every additional kilometer it is rupees 8 per kilometer after the first kilometer. Now we have to see whether the taxi fare for each kilometer, whether it forms an AP or not. Now we'll write what is the taxi fare for each kilometer. So we'll write few of the kilometers. So first kilometer is 15 rupees. So taxi fare for 2 kilometers. Suppose if somebody wants to go to the taxi fare for 2 kilometers, somebody goes for 2 kilometers, what will be the taxi fare that they will pay? First kilometer is 15 rupees plus, for second kilometer is 8 rupees per kilometer, so 8. So it becomes 23. Right? Taxi fare for 3 kilometers. For 3 kilometers it will be what? It will be for the first 2 kilometers it is 23 plus 8 kilometers for the third kilometer. So 8 rupees for the third kilometer, right? So, or we can put it as 15 rupees for the first kilometer, then 8 rupees for the second kilometer, again 8 rupees for the third kilometer, which is same as 23 plus 8, which is 31. Right? And taxi fare for, we can write for next to taxi fare for 4 kilometers. That will be what? First kilometer 15 rupees, second kilometer 8 rupees, third kilometer 8 rupees, fourth kilometer 8 rupees. So that will give you 39. So like that it goes on. Now we'll list these numbers. So the taxi fare for each kilometer, taxi fare for, we will say different kilometers are as follows. The taxi fare for different kilometers, which means one for first kilometer. So are the taxi fare for each of the kilometers are different kilometers. What are they? So first kilometer, how much charge? 15 rupees. Second kilometer, 2 kilometers, how much is charge? 23 rupees for 2 kilometers. 3 kilometers, if you want to travel 3 kilometers, the charge is 31, and 4 kilometers is 34, and it goes like this. Now we have to check whether this set of numbers whether they form an AP or not, whether they form a arithmetic progression. Now let's observe to check that what do we, so we'll check the common difference. So this is your A1 first term, second term, A3 is third term, A4, like that it goes on. So let's find the common difference. What is common difference? Common difference is D, which is A2 minus A1. Common difference is always second term minus first term, right? We have to check the common difference between any two consecutive terms. So A2 minus A1, A2 is how much? 23 minus A1, A1 is 15, that gives you 8. Again we have to check the common difference D by doing A3 minus A2, A3 minus A2. Because if the common difference is same, then we call that as an AP. If the common difference is not same, then it is not an AP. It's not an arithmetic progression. So again we have to check for all the list of numbers, that we can just take some 4 terms and then check it. That is fine. So now A3 minus A2, that is A3 is 31 minus A2, A2 is this 23, which is also 8. Again let's find D equal to A4 minus A3, that is equal to 39, that is A4 minus A3 is 31, that is equal to 8. Right? If you do for just for 4 terms, it is enough. So now we see the common difference is same. Since the common difference is same, since the common difference is same, so therefore it is an AP. It is an AP. It is an arithmetic progression. The list of numbers, the list of given numbers, they form an arithmetic progression. They form an arithmetic progression because the common difference is same. Because or we say that each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term. The fixed number here is 8. So if I add 8 to 15, I get 23. Again, if I add this 8 to 23, I'll get 31. Again, adding 8 to 31 will give me 39. So that is the definition of an arithmetic progression, right? A list of numbers where each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term except the first term. That is called as an arithmetic progression. Or we can, which is same way is, the same way to say that is, we have to make sure that the common difference is same. If the common difference is the same, then also it is AP, right? So let's go to the next one. First one, second subdivision. First one, second subdivision. Right? So what it says? It says is the amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. So how that vacuum pump is removing the air from the cylinder? It is in such a way that at any instant of time, it removes 1/4 of the volume that is present at that point in time. Whatever volume is present at that point in time, it removes 1/4 of the volume. And the remaining air will be present in the next time. Again, after that time, again 1/4 of the air will be removed. So every instant of time, 1/4 of the volume of the air is removed by the vacuum pump. Right? We have to see whether the amount of air present in the cylinder at any point in time, whether that forms an AP. That forms an AP. Right? So we will say, we'll assume that let the volume of air present in the cylinder, volume of air present in the cylinder, volume of air present in the cylinder equal to V. We have V, volume of air that is present is V. V amount of air is present in the cylinder. Now what it says, so every time 1/4, the vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the volume. 1/4 of the volume of the air present in the cylinder is being removed at every instant of time. So we'll say that this is the initial volume present, that is V, right? So now we'll say the amount of air or the volume of air present in the cylinder. Volume of air present in the cylinder at an instant of time, say, let's say T2. See, this is time 1. T1, the volume is V. At any instant of time T2, how much will be the volume of the air at any instant of time T2? It will be 1 by 4 air is removed from the original volume, which means it will be the V minus 1 by 4 V. From the original volume V, 1 by 4 of the air is removed, which means 1 by 4th of V is removed. Then the remaining air will be V minus 1 by 4 V. That will be equal to V minus 1 by 4 will be, if you subtract, you will get 4V minus V by 4. You get 3V by 4. So this is the amount of air present at an instant of time, instant of time T2. Right, again for the instant of time T3. So the volume of air present in the cylinder at an instant of time T3, the next time. Right, after T2, the next interval of time is T3. That will be equal to the original volume that was present at the time T2, which is 3V by 4. This was the volume of air that was present. From this, it will remove 1 by 4, not from the original volume. So whatever amount of air was present at that point in time, it removes 1 by 4 for the next time. Again it continues. From that, it removes again 1 by 4 of the volume. Again 1 by 4 from the current volume, not the original volume. So which means the volume of air present in the cylinder at any instant of time T3 will be what? How much ever air was present in T2 time minus 1 by 4 of the volume. Volume is 3V by 4. So this is the volume of the air present. From this 3V by 4, it will subtract 1 by 4 of 3V by 4. That will be the remaining. So how will that be? So that is equal to, so if I take 3 by 4 common, if I take 3V by 4 common, then here I will get 1 minus 1 by 4. So that will give me 3V by 4 into 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. So we get 3 by 4 whole square V. So this is the volume of the air at present at the instant of time T3. Right? So now we will find one more. So the volume of air, we will find four things. 1, 2, 3, T3, then T4. Volume of air present in the cylinder at an instant time T4. That will be equal to how much? How much ever volume is present at P3 minus 1 by 4 of that volume. So now what is the volume present at the time T3? It was this volume. So 3 by 4 the whole square V. Right, here I wrote the 3 by 4 because 3 by 4 into 3 by 4 is 3 by 4 the whole square, then V is coming. This minus, this was the volume that was present at the instant T3. At T4, it would have removed 1 by 4th of that volume. So the volume that was present in T3 minus 1 by 4 of the volume that was present, 3 by 4 whole square V. So that is equal to, now again 3 by 4 whole square V is common in both the terms. If I take 3 by 4 whole square V common, 3 by 4 whole square V is common here, it is here. If I take from this, it will become 1. Again, if I take 3 by 4 whole square V from here, I will have 1 by 4. So you get 3 by 4 the whole square V into 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. If you do the fraction subtraction, so that gives you 3 by 4 the whole cube V. So that is the volume of the air present in the cylinder at an instant of time T4. So which is 3 by 4 whole cube V. Now we will write, so the volume of air present in the cylinder at different instant of time right are as follows. So what are they? So initially it was V. When the time is t1, it was V, comma. When time is t2, it was 3V by 4. So 3V by 4, it became, from V it became 3V by 4. It reduced by 1 by 4. At t3 instant, it is 3 by 4 whole square V. So that is 3V, 3 by 4 whole square into V. That is when time t3. Then when time is t4, it is comma 3 by 4 the whole cube V. Like that it goes on. Now we have to check whether this forms an AP. So again we'll have to take, so I will again write this expression again. Let me erase this. So what we have here is, so we have V, comma 3 by 4 V, comma 3 by 4 whole square V, comma 3 by 4 whole cube V, comma dot dot dot. I'm just writing this line again here. Now we should check. So this is your A1, A2, A3, A4 and dot 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 dot. Let's try to find the common difference. What is common difference between the terms? Common difference is A2 minus A1. So A2 minus A1. Right? Now what is A2 minus A1? A2 is 3 by 4V. 3 by 4V, that is A2 minus V. Minus V. That will give you, if you take LCM as 4, you will get 3V minus 4V. That will give you minus V by 4. That is minus V by 4 or minus 1 by 4V. Now again common difference D. Common difference is D. Again D is equal to, we should find A3 minus A2. We have to do for all the terms just to see whether everywhere are we getting as minus V by 4, minus V by 4, minus V by 4, then it is an AP. If you don't get minus V by 4 again, the next one, then we have to stop there and say it is not an AP. So A3 minus A2, that is equal to A3 is how much? 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 whole square V minus A3 minus A2 is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 V. 3 by 4V. So this minus this. So that will give you what? That is equal to, so 3 by 4 is common. V is common. Right? Then we get what? We get, if I take 3 by 4 V common, I'll get 3 by 4 minus 1. So that will give you 3 by 4 V into 3 by 4 minus 1 will give minus 1 by 4. So we get minus 3 by 4 4s are 16 V. What is the common difference? Now the common difference is minus 3 by 16 V, but earlier it was minus V by 4. They are changing. They are not matching. This is minus V by 4. This is minus 3 by 16 V or minus 3V by 16. So A3 minus A2 is not matching with A2 minus A1. So therefore the common difference is not same. We need not find A4 minus A3. You need not do this minus this, because here itself it is not an AP. So the common difference is not same. So we'll say since the common difference, since the common difference is not same, so it is not an AP. It is not an AP, which means the given list of terms, this is not an AP, or the amount of air present in the cylinder at any instant of time, that is not an AP. It's not an AP. Fine. So all of you can take this. The next one is the third one. Third one is the cost of digging Third one is the cost of digging a well after every meter of digging. When it costs rupees 150 for the first meter and rises by rupees 50 for each subsequent meter, which means we are digging for the well, we are digging a well, and for each meter that we dig, the amount paid is rupees 150 is the cost for digging 1 meter. Then after that, every meter that we dig, it is 50 rupees per meter. So we have to see whether the cost of digging the well after every meter of digging, whether does that form an AP, right? So it is similar to the first subdivision where the taxi fare, it was 15 kilometers for the first kilometer, 15 rupees for the first kilometer, and then it was 8 rupees for every additional kilometer, right? The same way. So first problem, third subdivision, right? So they are saying the cost of digging, right? Cost of digging for first meter, for the first meter is how much? Rupees 150. Now cost of digging for 2 meters, right? Or I'll write the cost of digging subsequent meters is equal to rupees 50 per meter. Subsequent meter means after the first meter. First meter for digging 1 meter, the first 1 meter it is 150 rupees. After that, every meter that we dig, it is 50 rupees per meter. That's how the cost is. So what is the cost of digging 2 kilometers? 2 meters, sorry. Cost of digging for 2 meters will be how much? If you are going to dig the well for 2 meters, that charge will be first meter it will be 150, then second meter it is 50. So totally rupees 200. 200 is the amount for digging 2 meters. If we dig the well for 2 meters. Now similarly, cost of digging for 3 meters. If we dig 3 meters of well, what is the cost? That will be first meter 150 rupees plus then after that second meter 50, third meter 50. That will give you 250 rupees, right? Now again cost of digging for 4 meters. If you dig for 4 meters, first meter it is 150, second meter 50, third meter 50, fourth meter 50. So this is the cost for digging 4 meters. That will be equal to rupees 300. If you add 150, 200, 250, 300. So now we can find for first 4, then we'll write the list of numbers. So the cost of digging the well cost of digging the well for every cost of digging the well for different kilometers as follows. So what are they? That is first meter, sorry, cost of digging the well for meters as follows. So what is the cost of digging for the first meter? First meter is 150, second meter is 2 meters, for digging 2 meters is 200, for digging 3 meters is 250, then 300, and so on and so forth. So that's how this is, right? Now what we should do? We should check whether the common difference is same. Now let's try to find the common difference. So the common difference is Common difference is what? Now these are the numbers. So we call this as A1, this is A2, A3, and this is A4. dot. A1 comma A2. So A1 is 150, A2 is 200, A3 is 250, A4 is 300. So common difference is A2 minus A1. Always, right? Right? The current term minus the previous term. Again, if this is the current term, then this minus this, the previous one, will give you the common difference. So A2 minus A1. A2 is how much? A2 is 200 minus A1. A1 is 150. So 150. That gives you 50. So similarly, common difference is D, right? Common difference D equal to. So again, D equal to common difference is, let's do A3 minus A2. We have to check for every pair of consecutive terms. So A3 minus A2. A3 is how much? 250. So this is 250, right? 250. So 250 minus 200. A3 is 250 minus A2 is 200. That also gives you 50. Now again, let's take D equal to A4 minus A3. And A4 is 300. So 300 minus 250. That is A3. That gives you 50. Now each one of them, we are getting the common difference as 50, 50, 50, right? So since the common difference is same, since the common difference is same, so therefore it is an AP. Therefore it is an APE. Which means this list of numbers, they form an APE. They form an arithmetic progression. In short, we call it as AP. Right? So let me go to the next one. That's the fourth part. First problem, fourth sub problem. It says the amount of money in the account every year when rupees 10,000 is deposited at compound interest at 8% per annum. Right? The amount of money in the account every year. Every year, how much of the money will be there in the account? That we have to find. So what it is given, the amount initially, right? So amount of money in the first year will be how much? 10,000 rupees. Initially, first year, the amount in the account is 10,000 rupees. Now, it is compound interest of 8% per annum. So rate of interest is 8%. Rate of interest is 8%. That is the rate of interest. Now we should check whether the amount of money that is present in the account every year, which means first year, how much is the amount of money, second year, how much is the amount of money, third year and fourth year. And then if we take those amounts of money for different years, whether that list of numbers form an AP. That's what we have to check. Which means we have to find how much is the amount of money is present in the first year, that we know. Then in second year, third year and fourth year. The first year we know. Let's calculate the amount of money in the account in the second year. So amount of money in the account in the second year. The second year, how much it will be? The second year, how much it will be is the first year money with the interest. That will be equal to the principal plus interest. How much ever was the principal plus the interest for this amount in the first year. Both added, the principal plus interest added, that will give you the amount. Amount is what? Principal plus interest, right? The principal is 10,000. Now let's find interest. What is interest? I equal to PTR by 100. Right? So P is how much? Principal is 10,000 into time is 1 year, because we are calculating only for the second year. Only 1 year we are calculating. Into rate of interest is 8% by 100. So 8% by 100. So you get what? So these two gets cancelled, or we'll keep it like this. We get 10,000 into 8. I'll not simplify this. I'll keep it as it is. Now let's go to the Let's not simplify here. Let's go to the amount. So amount becomes what? Amount in the second year, that is equal to P. P is 10,000 plus I. I is this one, 10,000 into 8 by 100. I am not taking this, 1 into 8 is 8. So don't cancel this 0 and 0. Right? We can also do like that, but I'm just keeping it so that it will come in a nice format, a nice form. Now here I can take 10,000 common. If you take 10,000 common, it will become 1 plus it will be 8 by 100. We will keep it as it is. So this is the amount of money. This is the amount of money in the second year. Now what is the amount of money in the third year? Right? So amount of money, or we can probably simplify this little bit. This can be written, suppose 10,000. We can simplify also, right? Or we'll keep it as it is. It doesn't matter. Both the ways it will work. Okay, we'll keep it like this. So amount of money in the account, amount of money in the account in the third year. In the third year, that will be again what? That will be principal plus interest. And that time that principal will be the amount of the previous year. So this will become the principal. So this is your principal. Fine. So now with this principal, we'll take that. Now let's calculate the interest for that. So interest is what? P into T into R by 100. PTR by 100. The principal is this amount. So 10,000 times 1 plus 8 by 100, that is P, into T is 1 year, into rate of interest is 8 by 100. So this is your interest. So this becomes 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 8 whole divided by 100. Right? So now what we shall do is, we shall simplify that further. Let me erase this. I will calculate the amount. So what is the amount? So amount in the second year. So amount equal to amount in the third year. Amount in the third year equal to P plus I. Our principal is how much? Principal is the amount of the second year will become the principal of the third year, because it is compounded. It says compounded, right? It's a compound interest. Compound interest means you should take the principal of the amount of the previous year as the principal of the next year, when the interest is compounded. Right? So principal is 10,000 times this one, 1 plus 8 by 100. This is your principal. That is your P. This becomes the principal here. So 1 plus 8 by 100 plus, we are going to add the interest. Interest is what? I. I is how much? This one. That is again 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 8 by 100. Now in this, if you observe, if you take this common, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 common, then this will become 1. This entire thing will become 1, plus here also 10,000 into 1 by 800, if I take common, I will get 8 by 100. So don't simplify and don't do anything. We'll keep it as it is. Right? Then this becomes 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 plus 8 by 100 will give you 1 plus 8 by 100 the whole square. Fine. So we can say similarly, the amount in the fourth year will be equal to what? Third year it is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square. Second year it is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. So in the fourth year it will be 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 power 3 cube. For third year it is square. So fourth year it will be cube. Even if you calculate, you will get the cube. We will have to do the same thing, which we can write similarly. So now we will write this. So the amount of money the amount of money in the account at different years are as follows. How are they? So initially it was 10,000. That is the first year 10,000. Second year 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. That is second year. Third year 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 the whole square. Fourth year 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 the whole cube. Comma dot 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 dot. It goes. Fine. Now we should check whether this list of numbers form an AP. We have to check that whether this list of numbers form an AP. Now how do we check that? Now again we'll have to find the common difference. Fine. So again we should focus on finding the common difference. Now what is the common difference? Now common difference is D. Common difference is D. That is what? A2 minus A1. Now this is your A1, this is your A2, A3, A4. What is A2 minus A1? A2 is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. This is A2. A2 minus A1. A1 is 10,000. So that will give you, if I take 10,000 common, then this will become 1 plus 8 by 100 minus this is 1, because I have taken 10,000 out. Right? So 10,000 is common out, then this will become 1 plus 800. Here in 10,000, if I take 10,000 common, it will become 1. Because 10,000 into minus 1 will give minus 10,000. So here plus 1 minus 1 will go, you will get 10,000 into 8 by 100. That is your D. Now again let's find, so that is D equal to. Now again find D equal to A3 minus A2. This minus this. We'll see what is that common difference. That is equal to A3, which is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 whole square, which is this, minus A2, which is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. Right? So A3 minus A2. So that is equal to, if I take 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 common from both, then this will become 10,000 is taken out, 1 plus 8 by 100, 1 is taken out, so it is square, so 1 more will be there, 1 plus 8 by 100 will be there, minus it will become 1. So because 10,000 into 1 by 800 is taken out, so this will become, this entire thing will become 1. Now this 1 and this 1 will get cancelled. So finally, what do we get? We get the D as D equal to, so D will become, I can write here, so D will be equal to 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into this will become 8 by 100. Fine. So obviously this and this, they are not equal. This is 10,000 into 8 by 100, this is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 8 by 100. So the common difference is not same. Right? We need not do A4 minus A3. You need not do this minus this. Right? Because here itself, the moment the common difference is different, you have to stop. Only if it is same, you have to go and check whether A4 minus A3 is also equal to the same value. But here it is A3 minus A2 is not equal to A2 minus A1. A2 minus A1 is this. A3 minus A2 is this. So they are not equal. So we'll say since the common difference is not same, so we'll write since the common difference is not same, therefore it is not an AP. It is not an AP, which means this list of numbers, which is the amount of money in the account at different years, it's not an AP. It is not an AP. Fine. So all of you can take the notes. I'll pause the video here. You can take the notes, and I will stop the session here. You can watch my next session for the continuation of this. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next session. Thank you.